Hello and welcome to the Triple Goddess Yoga. I am SueYen, and today we're going to be talking about bone health. When we think about bone health, we think of things like osteoporosis and arthritis. Osteoporosis is a weakening of the bone and it becomes a little more brittle and fragile. And unfortunately, then this results in fractures and breakages of the bones. And during the menopause years, with the decline of the estrogen levels, then unfortunately our bone health also declines very, very quickly. And the statistics are showing that every other woman will get some form of osteoporosis. So it is really important that we try and build up the bone density and in our bones to give us the strength and the stability that we're needing later on in life. Now, walking's a really good exercise to do, and that just builds up your lower body strength into your legs and your hips. And the way that I teach yoga, the way that I practice yoga is that you're not needing to rush out and go and buy lots of weights or, join a gym so you can do weights. I teach the practice so that we take the full body weight on the upper body and the lower body. And this way you can really build up your bone density. Okay, so today I'd like to show you just a couple of really simple exercises that you don't need any special equipment for and that you can practice in the comfort of your own home. Okay, so let's get started. We're going to come over onto the knees. So if your knees are a little bit funky, then you perhaps do want to have a folded towel or a blanket, and then just place that towards the back of the mat. So you bring your hips over the knees, and I'm going to bring my shoulders rather, over the hands. Okay, so I've come onto all fours. Just going to have this tiny little movement from side to side. I don't want anything stagnant. And already, if you're not used to coming into all fours, you can already feel that you're putting some weight onto your wrists. It's going to do a wrist exercise, but by making a big round circle. Okay, just pay attention to see and feel what that is doing to your wrists. And then let's go the opposite direction. Okay, big round circle. Okay, and then let's turn it up a little. Let's take the right hand here and then flip the thumb, look, so it's from the inside and it goes all the way out to the outside. It's still level with the left hand, but the right hand is now flipped over. Let's invite that circle back in and just feel what's going on in your wrists. So the wrist fractures are the most common fractures. So it's really, really important that we try and bring some density into this tiny little place. And then let's go the opposite direction, making big round circle. Just breathe into that. Do your best to make your circle as big and as wide as possible. And with practice, this is going to increase. Okay. I'm going to drop the feet down if you need to and sit back onto the heels. If you need to, you can also just bring a little pillow here in between your legs. If you don't have any issues with sitting back, then you're not needing a pillow just there. So lifting the hand up and bring the fingers all the way back. So look at my right arm, it's straight, and I'm just pressing back the fingertips. Okay, and then from there, what I'm going to do is I'm just going to swish the wrist from side to side. You just stay as you are, no need to move the arm out to the side, just move it side to side. And this way, we'll get all the way around the wrist. Okay, and then from there, let's tip the fingers back in. And then just push the top of the wrist out. Do your best to keep our right shoulder in line with the wrist. And that's a nice little stretch now onto the forearm just there. Okay, good. Just give the hand a little shake out, roll the shoulders a couple of times, and then go forward. Okay, and then take the pillow out and bring my hands back down. Shifting the weight a little from side to side. And then taking the left hand, exactly what I did with the right hand, and flip it back. Okay, so we just do one hand at a time. And then from there, making that big round circle. So see how it goes for you. If you can make a bigger circle with your bottom. And then go in the opposite direction. Just watch what's going on with the wrists, long, deep breaths. And this is building flexibility, strength into your wrists. So just one breath at a time. Now, you can either put the pillow underneath between your legs, or you can tuck your toes under, and let's sit back onto the heels, keeping the left arm as straight as possible. Taking the right hand and just pressing the fingers back. And then a tiny little movement from side to side. Breathe. And of course, as we're sitting here, if you take your toes under, you're stretching out into your arches, into your Achilles as well. Okay, and then bring the fingers back in. And we'll just tuck the fingers in and then just press the wrists out a little. Have a little another movement from side to side. Good. And then roll the shoulders a couple of times and then get the head involved. Okay, and give the hands a little shake out. Let's go ahead and bring the hands back down onto the ground. Okay, so just having a little movement from side to side. And then I'm going to then just start to lower my head down towards the ground. Doesn't need to go all the way down, so just doing whatever you are able to do today, right now. So bending the elbows, let's come down towards the ground. All right, stay for a breath and then just push yourself back up. Good. Let's come back down, drop your toes, come into child's pose, a little movement side to side to release. So you've taken the weight off your wrist now, and that has a little rest. Okay, come back over onto all fours. Take a breath. Let's bring the belly down, bring the head up. And then roll the spine in, look into your tummy. So we're just releasing the spine. Just have a little movement from side to side. And then from there, let's go ahead and dip back down. All right, so it's not necessary to come to the ground. If you can, that's amazing. Just hold for another 2 breaths. For 1, and then just push your body back up. So that's what we want to be working towards. Let's bring the head back. Okay, taking the weight off your wrist. Just a little movement from side to side. Okay, and then we'll do 3 today, exactly like this. Take a breath. Give your head a little shake out this time. And then let's bring the head back down towards the ground. Holding for 3, for 2, for 1, and then pushing your body back up and then moving all the way back. Okay, this time I'm going to bring my arms all the way back behind me and just rest gently my head down to the ground. So just taking a little rest and then just having a tiny little movement from side to side. And then coming back up. I'm going to invite you to come down onto your tummy now and lie all the way down and then just stay onto the elbows. So ideally, what we would like to do is to work up off the knees and into a plank pose. Now, this may be a little challenging for some of you, so you can do one leg at a time. So first, I'm going to bring the hands down so they're shoulder width apart. So I've just brought the shoulder over the wrist and then the 10 fingers spaced out. Took the toes under and we're going to lift 2 knees up. Okay, if that's a little challenging for you, then just keep 1 knee down on the ground. Okay, let's pull in the tummy, the shoulders are stacked over the wrists. The shoulders are stacked over the elbows. You've got 10 fingers spaced out. If you're just doing 1 knee, let's change the knee and then pick the other one up. And then we've got another 2 breaths here. 1 breath. And then slowly bring the knees down and then come down and then make a little pillow for your cheek and bring the head over to the side. Breathe into your back. Long, deep breath. And let's do 2 more of those. So stacking the elbows, tucking the toes. If you can do 2 legs or if you're working with 1 leg, let's lift up now. We're going to hold for 5, 4, switch the legs around if you're using 1 leg only for another 1 more breath, and then let's come down. All right, stack the arms, bring the head the opposite direction this time. So we then just give the neck a little release the other side. Let's come back up. And then the last one. Take a breath. And then lifting up. 5 more breaths. 4. Switch the legs if you need to. For 3. For 2. And 1. And then slowly, slowly come down. Let's pull the body back into a child's pose. Just to take the weight off the shoulders. Just a little nourishing movement from side to side. And then we are ultimately working towards the plank pose, which will be just on the hands. So the shoulders over the wrists and then lifting up the legs and then into the plank pose. And that would be that you would do 3 rounds of this as well. Okay, you can, if you are already here in this position, that you have the strength and the stamina, the stability to come up into this position, then you want to aim for about 3 rounds for about 5 breaths each. And this is going to keep you really strong in your upper body. When you come up, just give your hands a little shake out. Okay, just roll the shoulders. Just that nourishing movement back into the body. Turn your head a little from side to side. And there you have it, just a few really basic upper body strengthening exercises to bring some density into your bones, to give you the confidence and a really strong foundation. Thank you. Namaste.